Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something that sounds complex but is actually, well, brilliantly simple. We're talking about taming network chaos, using a concept called a Palo Alto virtual router.
So let me paint you a picture. Imagine your company network. You've got your employees, your guests, and your absolutely vital servers, all sharing the same digital space. How in the world do you keep that secure? How do you stop the person checking social media on the guest Wi-Fi from even accidentally bumping into your critical financial data? It's a massive challenge, right? And that's exactly where we're going to start.
All right, so first things first, let's really dig into the problem. We've got to see what happens when our digital spaces get, well, messy. When a network is just starting out, it's super easy to manage. It's like a single, quiet country road. All the traffic, every last bit of data from every employee and server just cruises along the same path. It's simple, straightforward, you can see everything.
But then success happens. The company grows, you add more people, new departments, you need guest access, you've got critical new servers, and that quiet little country road, whoa, it suddenly turns into this chaotic 8-lane superhighway, but with no lane dividers. It is a tangled, insecure free-for-all. Cars are just swerving everywhere, and there's nothing stopping a guest from drifting right into the lane with all your secret corporate data.
And this kind of flat network, man, it is just loaded with risks. You've got that unauthorized access we talked about, the guest network peeking into the finance department, no good. And if something goes wrong, good luck. It's literally like trying to find a needle in a digital haystack. Even worse, a single glitch, something called a broadcast storm, where one device just starts screaming at everyone. It can bring the entire network to a grinding, screeching halt. Everyone's down.
Okay, so how do we fix this traffic jam from hell? Well, this is where it gets really cool. The solution is this elegant, brilliant piece of digital architecture. Think of it like a secret blueprint tucked right inside your firewall.
And that tool is called a virtual router. Now, the key thing to get here, this is super important, is that we're not talking about another physical box that you have to buy and plug in. No, this is a logical router. It's pure software that lives inside the firewall you already have. And what it lets you do is create totally separate, totally independent routing worlds, all within that one physical device. Yeah, you heard that right. It basically functions like a complete virtualized router that's just living inside your firewall. It's a simple idea, but oh man, it unlocks an incredible amount of flexibility. And maybe most importantly, a massive boost in security and manageability.
Okay, so we've got this awesome new tool in our belts. Now let's see how a network admin actually uses it. How do you draw these virtual walls to get everything organized?
And when you see it side by side, the difference is just night and day, right? Without virtual routers, you've got that tangled free-for-all. With them, everything's organized and segmented into its own lane. Security-wise, instead of one breach risking the entire company, any problem is contained, it's isolated to its own little world. And troubleshooting, it goes from that haystack nightmare to a really clear, logical process. You just check one separate area at a time.
So this is the architect's toolkit, the features that make all this magic happen. Each virtual router gets its very own independent routing table, basically its own private map of the network. You can tell specific connections, like the guest Wi-Fi port, to only talk to the guest virtual router. And you get to choose how they navigate. You can set up fixed, manual paths called static routes, or you can use smart, dynamic protocols like OSPF and BGP, where the routers figure out the best path all by themselves. It's all about giving you super precise control and building a really resilient network.
All right, that all sounds great in theory, but let's get real. How does this blueprint actually become a reality? Let's look at some super common, practical ways this is used every single day. Check out these 3 killer implementations. First, the one we've been talking about, the classic corporate versus guest split. It's so easy. You just create 2 virtual routers, one for your employees that can see all the internal stuff, and another for guests that, well, it only goes to the internet, period. It can't see anything else. Second, what about a secure testing sandbox? Say you need to try out a risky software update. No problem. You just spin up a temporary virtual router, do all your testing in complete isolation, and then poof, you just delete it when you're done. Your main network was never, ever at risk. And third, this is huge for service providers. You can build a separate virtual fortress for every single one of your clients, giving them their own private, secure network, all while running on the same piece of hardware. So cool.
So when you step back and look at all this, what's the big takeaway? It's pretty clear, isn't it? The future of building powerful, flexible, and secure networks, it's all about virtualization.
What we're really talking about here is transformation. This tech takes a network that's rigid and defined by physical cables, and it morphs it into this flexible, secure, and just incredibly manageable ecosystem.
It's really about taking all that physical chaos and imposing a clean, logical order on top of it. It's that simple.
And, that leaves us with a really fascinating thought to chew on. We've literally taken the core logic of a router, a physical thing, a box, and we've turned it into pure software. So the question I want to leave you with is this. If we can do that, what other physical limits of our technology are just waiting to be dissolved next by the power of virtualization? Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.